Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Early Bird Special. Whether you are watching on YouTube, Twitch, or Facebook Live, you're listening to us on KGEO Sports Talk 101.1 FM, 12:30 a.m. It matters not. We appreciate you being here regardless. I am Chris Burdick and the returning Sparky, so you know the show's going to go perfectly well today.
We'll see.
Sparky, good morning, my friend.
Good morning.
Let them know what they're in for.
Oh, we got a jam-packed show. We'll talk all things sports. Plus, we'll introduce you to a local MMA fighter coming up at 7:30. Ezekiel Ortiz ahead of the 559 fights tomorrow night. As well, it's Thursday, so we'll have our boy Anthony, which I believe he has some news to break as his open mic is returning to the Well Comedy Club, as well as a Friday the 13th special tomorrow night.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, we'll wrap up with a big name comedian, Ali Siddiq, who is also coming to town this Saturday night. Not only is it Valentine's Day, but you can go out to the Fox Theater and check out his stand-up special here in town.
So I'm excited to talk to Ali just because I've seen a lot of his work. I've never actually gotten to see him live, though. I unfortunately will not be able to make it on Friday or on Saturday as well because the show is on the 14th.
I might be able to do it. We're kind of looking through options.
Are you?
And if you've ever tried to make or have dinner on a Valentine's Day weekend,
rough.
It is rough. So I was thinking maybe I'll just surprise her and take her to see Ali.
And we are talking about, because if you do not know who Ali Siddiq is, you're doing yourself a disservice. This is literally probably the biggest comedian on YouTube. This man does not have one, not two, but 7 of his specials on Nielsen's top YouTube specials. 7 on Nielsen's. That's pretty dang impressive. And I want to get his thoughts because I saw a clip that he did from an interview. I don't know how long ago it was, but he was talking about why he does it on YouTube and not for people like Netflix. And I want him to break that down for us because it's an interesting thought. It really is. And if you're thinking about it in a business sense, you may know why he goes this way or what direction he points.
And I was out yesterday, and I will just say, while you're out there driving to work, just watch the speed limit. I'll just say, because not only because people don't know how to drive in this town, but 2, I spent half the day yesterday in traffic court, and I'll just tell you, it is not cheap.
Yeah, I'm not going to ask you how much you have to.
It's close to $6. I'll just say
it's a hefty fine from what I understand.
And how the economy is this day, you just can't roll over and find that in the couch.
No, you can't. And I'm glad you brought that up, Spark, because the last 2 nights in a row, 8 o'clock, I'm getting on the 178 there to drop off our boy KG at his gig. Back-to-back nights, someone ran me off that freaking freeway.
Oh yeah, I believe it.
Last night was a Charger or a Challenger, don't care which. You had such a loud exhaust that everybody could see you driving anyway. And I can call you something, but I obviously can't say it on the radio.
Why not?
The other one, you were just an idiot. If you're in the far right lane and there's oncoming traffic, you're supposed to be the one getting out of the way.
Yeah, my number one problem is the people that wait until the last minute and either stop in the middle of the lane.
Yep.
So everyone has to wait.
Yep.
Or you just wait and then you shoot over 3 lanes.
Yep.
I'm like, dude,
causing so many issues. But again, this isn't a show where we complain about the traffic. This is a show where we talk about sports.
Slow it down.
Yeah, just slow down, be safe, make sure everybody gets to their job on time. And if you left late, that's on you. Nobody else should be paying the responsibility for you driving recklessly because you can't be late to work again.
Yeah,
this
one was my fault. I was driving out to the Raider Cowboy game a couple months ago, and my wife let me take her Audi.
Somebody was excited.
Not again will I be able to take her car out. So I'm paying the price.
Sorry about that, buddy.
That's all right. Again. I'm sorry, babe, because she pays the car insurance. So I have to pay for the ticket, but she's going to be the one hating me.
You want to talk about what went up the last couple months. It's definitely been that insurance, boy. That's something.
But what you want to get into first?
There's so much audio. I think we're going to stick to the audio today. I had a bunch of stories we could talk about that I printed out, but maybe we'll get to those later. These audio bites are just way too good. We got to start with our own Joey Porter, Bakersfield's own. And I saw this yesterday when Sparky sent it to me. This is a very interesting jab for Joey to be taking on Ben Roethlisberger. Now, do I think it's unwarranted? Absolutely not. I don't know how Big Ben was as a teammate, but hear it from Joey himself, who says 7 sucked.
The 7 dude that we don't talk about.
I know.
Is crazy. Like out of anybody should talk, he should never grab a microphone and really talk Steeler business. Yeah. Because if we talking Steeler business, his ass is foul of all foul. Like that he's did is foul of all foul. He's not a good teammate. Won a Super Bowl with him, but the person, he's just not a good teammate. Like he knows that. Anybody in the Steeler building knows that, but we protected him because I've only won 1 Super Bowl, and that was my quarterback. So do I love my quarterback? Yeah, but is he a good person? No.
So there are many things that he could be referring to here, whether that was on the field, not a good teammate. I don't think that's more what it is. I think he's more referencing what Big Ben did off the field that no one really brings up anymore.
I was going to ask you, because I've gotten old since then. What was it that Roethlisberger got popped with?
If I'm not mistaken, wasn't it the entire situation in Lake Tahoe? Multiple situations in Lake Tahoe?
Something to do with bad with women, right?
Yes.
Something to do with that.
He was, again, it tightened me up, Steeler fans, or actually Steeler fans I shouldn't be asking because I'm sure you guys probably forgot about this too. But if I remember correctly, and I should have looked up the exact thing last night, I will here in a moment, but if memory serves, Ben got busted a lot in the offseason going and partying out in places like Tahoe or, areas like that where he did get in trouble with women. Lots of women came forward saying certain things. Again, none of it was proven true in court, so you can't really hold it against him.
He's got multiple sexual assault cases.
Yep. And that's what I'm saying. So I think that's what Joey's more referring to. A lot of people on the internet are calling saying, I need examples. I need examples. No, like a lot of us just forgot or maybe just haven't really thought about Big Ben in that light because, again, he was never seen as guilty in court. So you can't hold it against him in a legal sense. And, it never really came up when we brought up the first ballot Hall of Famer a couple days ago. Would that have any effect on it? It might.
Yeah, it might.
It genuinely might. Although he was never convicted, the writers do not forget these things.
Even his teammates.
We were talking about it with Antonio Brown and all of his off-the-field antics and all of that. And we do appreciate the the comments and whatnot on TikTok and Instagram. Feel free to go follow us on there as well. One man texted in and said he gets in 100%. Now, he never said if it was a first ballot or not. We all agree Antonio gets in 100%.
I don't think he does.
You don't think he gets in at all?
I don't think he gets in at all.
Really? Okay.
Personally.
Solely because of the off-the-field stuff? Or
yeah, and probably how the stats dropped after Pittsburgh. I would think. I mean, I think he was on his way to be a hell of a Hall of Famer. But just like how we're seeing with, other players, I mean, Ricky Williams is still getting barred for some weed stuff.
Yeah.
And I mean, we'll talk about that, but there's other players. I mean, we brought up, what the Patriots are dealing with right now, and that's minute compared to guys like Ricky Williams, Antonio Brown, and Ben Roethlisberger.
Yeah, all getting in trouble in some sort of legal way. And that's why it bugs me though, because what are the parameters that we are setting here? And I think that's what's been bugging everybody this past couple weeks because we all saw it right in front of our face with Bill Belichick. Obviously, either the writers have these parameters that they don't share with people, or it is all just a political stunt where they just pick and choose they pick and choose who is going to be punished for what they did during their career. And I don't know. Again, maybe the Big Ben situation away from the field causes him to wait 1, 2, 3 years. I'm not 100% sure if it does, just because, like I said, never really was convicted of it.
Yeah.
So maybe they just kind of say, it was all allegations. I still don't think he gets in first ballot.
Yeah. And it'd probably be another reason why a lot of people are coming out saying, what is the perimeters on letting these people vote for these Hall of Famers? And a lot of players are coming out and thinking Hall of Famers should be the ones voting for Hall of Famers.
I had that thought. Why don't we have Hall of Famers vote for who should be inducted in, because it is a club. It is a club essentially. And you're allowing a panel of people who aren't in the club to choose who gets in the club. So it didn't really make sense at first to me either, but I guess, when it comes to the qualifications of the voters, normally they are just long-term sports writers of that sport, or people who have been in the sport or the organizations for a long period of time. Tony Dungy. So those obviously bring credibility in itself. And maybe they do that because it holds an unbiased, supposedly, I say that in air quotes, people who aren't watching on YouTube, unbiased opinions on some of these people. But clearly, we just saw this last year that is not the case. There are still some biases that get, politicked around when these people's name get popped up. So we'll find out. Going back to the audio clip here, though, of Joey, we all love Joey here. Joey is from Bakersfield. I would love to have Joey in that chair right now explaining what he meant by this entire statement. And honestly, if he's listening, or anybody who knows him is listening, feel free to reach out to him and tell him, call us. Would love to talk to Joey about this. But do you think Joey's got some, a gripe here? Do you think that obviously he has some ill will towards Ben now picking up the podcast mic and sharing with everybody the ins and outs of Steeler Nation, but just how these things go throughout his career, or went throughout his career, I should say. So do you think Joey has a right to kind of sit there and say, Ben should probably just shut up?
Probably. I think so. I mean, he would know more than any of us,
right?
As a teammate, a longtime teammate with him in Pittsburgh. But yeah, I think when it comes to Steeler Nation, I think he has a point. I'm sure he does, and I'm sure he knows way more than what we would, even the sports writers would know.
Right. And that's the thing that I think people are kind of forgetting here, is that, like you just said, they were teammates for a while. And although, yes, some of you who are listening to my voice have played on a team before, and you know how close you guys can get, a high school team and a professional team pale in comparison, and the relationships that you are going to have together. There's a reason why Joey's still saying, as my quarterback, still love him because he won me a Super Bowl. Yeah, because you're always going to have that respect and brotherhood that you guys played together. And obviously, it's much like the Hall of Fame. It's a club. It's a brotherhood.
It's a brotherhood. Exactly. I mean, I'm still tight with buddies that I played football with,
right,
growing up and
100%,
in high school.
100%. But I think this is a telling statement because it's a brotherhood. Him stepping up and saying these things, going public with it, and saying, "Look, Ben, we love you, but let's be honest, bro. The things that you did during your career that we had to sweep under the rug for you, and still deal with the repercussions, because let's be honest, the media doesn't just go and ask that player about the stuff that went on in the offseason. They ask everyone around them, just in case one of those teammates has something to say. So most of these guys probably had to deal with the constant questions of, what do you think of Ben? What do you think of this allegation? Did this one stick? Do you think that this girl is lying too? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
can you imagine how wild that locker room was? Because I mean, the players that were on that team in those Steeler days, not only Roethlisberger, but Joey Porter. We all know Joey Porter, Polamalu, Antonio Brown, James Harrison, the Pouncey. There's a lot of personality in there.
Before we get to that, did you see the video of James Harrison and Chad Ochocinco?
No.
I don't know if Chad wants this. I think Chad literally was just messing around. But Harrison got in his face and said, if we gonna do this, we gonna do this. And this was at a weigh-in. This was at a fight weigh-in. And all I see is Sharp in the back laughing his off, just making fun of these two, because Harrison's like, if you want to go, we can go. But all you hear is Chad say, what do you mean? Like, what's going on?
Like, what happened?
You don't want this, dog. You don't want it. Going back, though, to your point, no, it had to have been hell. It had to have been hell. Because, again, you're one of the most successful teams in the NFL every single season. Your starting quarterback, who at the time was one of the biggest quarterbacks in the NFL, is constantly under pressure because of these stories that happen afterwards, or at the end of the season, I mean, which means you're coming into a new season with another piece of baggage every single time. It had to have gotten frustrating. It had to have gotten just ridiculous to deal with. So I don't blame Joey for having his comments. And to a certain degree, yeah, I do think that he's right, that there's certain things that Ben really should just not talk about, because much like wrestling and kayfabe, we don't need to know everything. Like, we really don't. And when you start airing laundry out there that nobody really wants aired out there, there's going to be, there's going to be gripes, there's going to be discrepancies. And overall, I'm not 100% sure if it's a good look for the team. So as of right now, I don't blame Joey for his statements. Hopefully this doesn't grow into a feud between the two of them and we get a back and forth. I'm sure Big Ben will have something to say about this on his next pod. But as it sits, I don't blame Joey for coming out and saying this. He's got a lot of validity to these words. But even at the same time, for Joey, maybe, taking pot shots at your former teammates doesn't exactly look great either, bro.
Yeah, that we actually had a listener saying Porter better watch his mouth because
he wasn't exactly clean.
He's got some
either.
Crazy stories about him too.
Right, and that's my point, is that if you're gonna start taking pot shots at Ben, who has a mic in front of his face whenever he wants it, he can start spreading stuff too. And there's a lot of stuff that probably happened in that locker room or was said in that locker room that nobody knows about, that he hasn't shared yet. And that is just, it's a rough game to play. That's all I'm saying. So hopefully this doesn't turn into, oh, you're going to talk about me, or I'm going to talk about you. We're going to go back and forth for weeks.
It'll be entertaining.
And if so, like I said, Joey Porter, you're more than welcome on this show whenever the heck you want to, and we can air all the grievances, every single one of them. I do not care. I'll give you the full 2 hours, sir.
Yep.
The full 2 hours. But just to save everybody the time and the grief, maybe we should all just go back to just being homies and just saying, hey, man, or at least do this behind closed doors and saying, hey, there's probably things that you shouldn't be sharing on your pod, bruh. Like, just at some point in time, you got to know that. Real quick, before we get to our break, the other fun one that I had to get to, KG had mentioned this yesterday, but I wasn't able to pull the audio. The exchange between Tom Brady and Logan Paul. This has been making its rounds around the internet right now. What's going on is that Logan was invited to Tom Brady's flag football game hosted by Fanatics in Saudi Arabia. And this essentially was the exchange when Logan figured this out, and Tom expressing his concerns on how well Logan will do in this game.
Flag football game, with you.
Yeah, you know what? I'm actually a little worried for you, because I know
for me.
Well, you're a good athlete, but you're like,
no.
These guys are another level.
I am the highest level. I am the level.
No, you're not the level.
I am the level.
You're a good athlete, but honestly, when I'm thinking of Saquon Barkley, and I'm thinking of like,
bro, can Saquon Barkley do
Justin Jefferson,
a flip off the top rope?
Have you not seen him
moonsault
jump over someone's head?
It's
cute. It's a great. I love WWE. It's very cute. But honestly, this is like real football. This is real competition.
I was an all-state linebacker. I rushed for 1,200 yards, 19 touchdowns my senior year.
Well, let's see what you can still bring it. I mean, look, we all had a great pass. I won 7 Super Bowl. Who don't give a shit? You know what matters? This game, March 21st in Saudi. I'm glad you're going to be there, and I'm glad you're finally going to participate in like a competition that matters.
This guy's insane. The audacity of Tom Brady. I can't believe it. Wins 7 Super Bowls, thinks he can just go around and talk about his flag football game like it's going to be the Pro Bowl.
And Tom had something to say about that last line afterwards, too. He said it's going to be much better than, the Pro Bowl. He put it in different terms. But Tom, it just sounds like every parent trying to break this down to their kid. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, we get it. You like your cute stuff, but this is real man sport. This is football. And it's like,
it's flag football.
Look, brother. Yeah, it's flag football first and foremost. And I get it. It's Logan Paul. He's fishing for clips, and this was probably the best one he's going to have all year. But I mean, what are your thoughts coming out of this conversation? Do you think that they really should hold any weight here? Because honestly, Logan's a great athlete. I think he's going to do fine.
I think Logan will be great, but I don't put him up against some other players in there that are, like said Saquon Barkley.
Yeah, I'm not going to say he's going to be the all-star of the game, but
taking his little shots at wrestling, and you're talking about flag football, but Brady knows what he's doing. Yeah. He's stirring the pot, and hopefully he'll get more viewers in the Pro Bowl.
I'm curious if he's going to get any other wrestlers to join this game
That
as
would be
well.
awesome.
A lot of them former football players, so maybe they get in on this. And it's Fanatics. Fanatics will do everything to get every fan looking that way. Logan coming in is obviously a huge draw from the WWE, but overall, I just thought this clip was hilarious. I'm just listening to Tom Brady, just little brother Logan Paul the entire time. And it just also shows the mindset of a lot of these athletes. They don't necessarily they love WWE. A lot of them love it more than others, but there's still that level of, yeah, okay, little bro, thanks. Like you look great on television. That's cute. Yeah, exactly. So I don't know. I just thought that was hilarious. What are your guys' thoughts? 661-842-2000, or feel free to chime in the comment section down below, whether you're on Twitch or YouTube. We can see both, and we will get to your guys' comments as we can. Should we take a break now? Or should we just wait for a little bit until our 559 guy gets here? Fantastic. Let's roll. Okay, one more audio piece then, my friend. Boomer Esiason has come out. This was from a couple days ago. I didn't get a chance to talk about this. I wanted to save it until Sparky got back. But there is now an argument that the NFL should not have the Super Bowl in California solely because of California's jock tax and how much it takes away from the players. Let's hear from Boomer real quick.
Winning the Super Bowl, the winning team, each player gets $178,000. In other words, the Super Bowl isn't a part of their salary. And because the game was played in California, and California has a jock tax, and they look at duty days, so each team spends 7 days in the state of California. So those are 7 duty days, and they pierce your regular salary at 3.5%. So he has to pay, when you take in account he got the $178,000 plus his overall salary, he has to pay the state of California for spending 7 days there $249,000.
That's just so stupid.
I mean, yeah, but it ends up costing him $71,000 to go play in California. Now, if I'm the NFLPA, now you got to remember, it's probably even more than that, because since he's in Seattle, he's playing against San Francisco 49ers. So that's another day he's there. And he's playing against the LA Rams. That's another day he's there. So he's probably had like 9 or 10 duty days, or maybe even more than that in the state of California. So if I'm the NFLPA, I'm like, hey, we're not playing any more Super Bowls in California. We're just not doing it.
So I agree with him, because this isn't a good look for the NFL. The fact that your starting quarterback essentially is paying to win a Super Bowl. Because if you broke down the money, I think he had to pay like $7,000 just to play. Like, I obviously we're from California. Californians, we all have our thoughts to say about these stupid taxes that keep getting thrown on top of us, including the stupid mileage tax, which I cannot stand. But again, we're not a political show. We're not going to go that far. But do you think Boomer's got a leg to stand on here? Do you think the NFL will actually consider maybe not coming back to California?
Oh,
because next year it's in LA.
I don't think they do anything about it, because they're making money off of it either way. But I do see his gripe. I do think the NFL, the money machine that it is, they need to find a way to put that somehow into their contracts as a bonus, post bonus, something, or raise up the price so it evens out whatever state they're in. But I can see the gripe 100%. I mean, I had people that were down in Frisco just for the weekly events leading up to the Super Bowl, and they were telling me it was like $300-400 for parking. And I'm like, what?
Well, see, like that's that. I mean, this entire thing is what kind of boggles my mind, but it also goes back to the argument of why these players choose certain states that don't have state taxes.
Florida.
But California, it also makes sense why these athletes are getting paid stupid amounts of money to come play in LA, because they have to in order to make a profit at all.
Yeah, to cover it.
Like, it's kind of ridiculous. So again, whether it needs to be changed at the California state level with all of these taxes, or the NFL just makes a drastic change, because that is how you will get that changed, is if major organizations continue to pull out of the state of California. California has to make a change. They have to do something to lure them back in. especially when it seems like the new sports mecca of the United States is being built just about 4 or 5 hours away from California in Las Vegas. So why wouldn't the NFL consider just pulling a WWE and saying, maybe we should just play every year in Vegas? It helps the time situation. It's right smack dab in the middle of sports betting world. It's now the sports mecca, and it allows us to help Vegas get the flow of people back through it, because Vegas is dying in terms of just people going and visiting.
Well, yeah, and the gambling issues all across the world. I've also heard rumors of them talking about moving the Super Bowl internationally.
Yes,
and they've talked to. I know
that's a mistake in my opinion.
Yeah, but I still think it's the same thing with with comedy, with wrestling, with anything. But there is an avenue there. There's money there, and they're spending it. And I will say, there's also been the talk from Goodell of not only expanding the season an extra week, like we've talked about for years, but he's also talking about moving a franchise there, whether that's an expansion or an existing NFL team.
Right.
But that brings up another gripe: is how does that work for teams that have to travel internationally? If it's within their division,
Yep.
or if that international team, say it's the London Jaguars,
Yep.
what if they have to come into the States half the season?
Yep.
And
deal
how
with
do
the
they work
jet
that out?
lag and deal.
Exactly.
That's always been my major gripe against a team being overseas is the travel. If you've gone from America to any of these countries outside, whether it be London or Saudi or anything, you know what jet lag feels like. And for a football player to turn around and play off of that multiple times a year, that takes a special athlete to be able to do that at a top priority or at a top level. So I don't think an expansion team really is going to work. Like an entire expansion league, maybe. Again, maybe we restart the Euro League that once was for the NFL, but I don't think moving teams from London to New York and then back to London and then have them play a game in London and then move back and go to Florida or California for that matter. It's going to be way too much travel for them to have to deal with, and the overall wear and tear on the body is going to destroy players. Nobody's going to want to actually go play out there because of that. And I mean, God only knows what else you're going to have to deal with. Are you even going to be able to sell out stadiums?
And that's what I thought. But there's players that said they would sell their soul to play for a team in London. I mean, I've seen
There
guys
are a
like
lot of
Parsons.
European
I've seen
players.
guys that have
Well,
said, dude, I would
Parsons.
love to move my family into, Europe or whatever.
See, I think they say that now
until it happens.
And they realize the exact things that we were just talking about, the wear and tear, the jet lag, the just everything you're going to have to deal with while playing in a different country. And not to mention, that means other teams coming to London and all of their teams having to grow accustomed to that, or at least figure that part out. It just doesn't it's just not as easy to do as I think Roger Goodell is trying to make it seem like it is. But again, that is something that the NFL is going to make a decision on probably here in the next couple of years. I really wouldn't be surprised if they make a final decision on this entire expansion within the next 2 to 3, especially with how many European games we're getting next year. If I'm not mistaken, I think we're getting one per week.
Yep.
One per week. So most of you who hate waking up at the crack of dawn, and I mean the crack of dawn, to watch a football game, you're going to have to do that every single Sunday. Every single Sunday. And hope and pray those teams score more than 10 points. Because as we saw this last year with the Broncos and the Jets, that doesn't happen all the time. So let's take a break. We got our 559 fighter in the building right now. We'll get to Ezekiel on the other side. Plus, our boy Anthony will be here right after that. And then Ali Siddiq, the YouTube comedian, will be joining us at 8:30 as well. This is the Early Bird Special right here on KGEO Sports Talk. Welcome back. Early Bird Special right here on KGEO Sports Talk, 101.1 FM, 1230 AM. And once again, Sparky, we have a guest in here that's going to make me feel old. We have a 19-year-old MMA fighter from right here in Bakersfield. His fourth fight is coming up Friday with 5-5 fights. Mr. Ezekiel Ortiz. Sir, good to see you. Nice to meet you, first and foremost. Let's start with your background. Since you're 19, and that just blew my mind when you told me that right now. But you're born and raised here in Bakersfield, correct?
Yes, sir.
High school? Where'd you go?
I went to Ridgeview High School.
Ridgeview?
Nice.
Let's get a little closer to the mic.
Go Wolfpack.
Yeah, we have a fellow Wolfpack right here in the corner. So, were you a wrestler, or what? How did you get started in all of this?
So I originally started with football. I've played football since I was a little kid.
What position?
Linebacker, outside linebacker, a little bit of safety.
Okay. So you were all over the place.
Yeah, I even played quarterback for a little bit.
Did you?
Yeah.
Okay, nice.
So I wrestled in high school. That was the sport I fell in love with.
Really? And then it just obviously evolved into MMA and all that. Were you training in high school to get into this, or is it just something that you did afterwards?
It was something I did afterwards. For wrestling, I loved wrestling. I loved, the sport, but I wasn't too much of a school guy. I didn't want to go to college and wrestle in college. So
So professional fighting is where you went?
Yes, sir.
What was the moment? Like, was there a moment while you were wrestling that just made you think, I want to do this for the rest of my dang life? Like, I just want to wrestle people and beat them up.
Yeah, honestly, once I started winning and felt that that individual, that win, I did it type of feeling. Because coming from that football team experience, it's always like I'm depending on everyone else. But once I got into wrestling, I was like, cool, this is on me. And same thing with fighting.
That adrenaline. Was there a fighter? I mean, probably watching UFC or any of those. Was there a fighter that you watched that were like, dude, I could do that?
Man, honestly, it had no one specific, but definitely just all.
Just watching the sport.
Yeah, absolutely.
We've heard from a lot of 559 fighters that whether it was boxing or wrestling early in their life, they were like, I think I could do this. So, I mean, this young man, you got into it early. You've already got, 4 fights?
This is his fourth fight coming up right here at 19. So you've only been doing this for, a year? Maybe?
Yeah, I'm coming up on my second year. So a year and maybe
your first 2 fights were wins. And then we obviously had the loss last time, unfortunately. But we were talking about this during the break, and you told me that it was kind of a good thing that you lost. It was a calming effect. So talk about that.
Yeah, absolutely. I think during that fight that I lost, I was, confident, so confident, and I wasn't wanting to look at my flaws. I wasn't really paying attention to what I wasn't good at. And those definitely showed during that fight. So those are the things I need to work on. And it told me that.
The young kid is learning about the hothead already. You're on your way to a professional, my friend. I'm telling you. It's the good thing is when you know that humbling needs to be done at some point. Yeah. And that's awesome. Okay. So what style of fighting do you traditionally stick to then? Are you just more of a wrestler? Do you like to strike? Like where do you usually go?
I mix it up, both. Honestly, I want to be.
What's your strength then?
My strength would probably be wrestling.
Wrestling.
Yeah, I've done it very long, and
Yeah, it's just kind of the usual thing for you. Well, we've had our guy Sal has been on this show and has been a very big proponent that wrestlers are the best, or at least the most fundamentally sound when starting as MMA fighters. Do you believe that's true too?
I do believe that. I can agree with that for sure.
What do you think it is about you guys that just makes it easy for you to make that transition?
Grit. Wrestling builds grit. I think not a lot of, you can't build that, It's wrestling. There's something to it that just it changes an individual. It makes you just mentally stronger than most.
Well, speaking of mental, I mean, you were just talking about the last fight was a loss. How's your mindset change going into this next fight tomorrow night?
My mindset, honestly, I'm feeling calm, a lot more calmer than any of my other fights. I not really
calm before the storm kind of a thing, maybe.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's get it on type thing. Let's go.
Yeah, let's get it. Let's get it going,
dude. What do you know about your opponent?
I know that tomorrow he's gonna step in the cage with me.
That's
and-
about it.
Yeah, and he's gonna get that fight on.
That's all he needs to know.
That's legit, man. So
Yes,
I know I have you down as featherweight.
Mhm.
Your Tapology said feather, but you just told me that you're sticking to bantam now.
Yes, sir.
What made the transition for you? Like, why did you want to step up into the different weight class?
Just the offer. It was just I had an option of going and not fighting or going to 145.
So obviously you're just taking the avenue that was available for you.
Yes, sir.
Is there any plan to go back to feather or anything if those options are open for you?
No, I probably stay at 135, but if, like I said, things change. It's not something I'm against. I'm not going to say no, but
Well, going into a fight, we've really asked all these fighters the same type of question, but going into, there's 1 day left. How long have you known about this fight?
I've known about this fight since like late December.
Okay, so you've had a little bit of time.
Mhm.
But I mean, how does your routine change going into a fight?
Intensity, just turning up the workouts, not necessarily training just to train. It's more very specific training, especially once you have a name to, the person you're fighting.
Right.
It helps. You can study film. You can prepare for what they're
certain
bringing.
aspects.
And
Yeah.
yeah.
What have you been studying about this guy? What is his style like?
His style, he seems like he's a very heavy hitting striker.
Really?
A lot of throws. It's just stuff I'm not used to. These past few fights, a lot of these guys they're trying to throw heavy and same stuff.
Yeah, a lot of knockout power, or
Mhm.
wannabe knockout power.
Mhm.
I like to say, because there's not a lot of people that actually have their actual knockout power that they wish they did.
Not when they're dealing with wrestlers.
Absolutely not. When you get shot down in the legs, man, it changes something in you. It really does. So you still blow my mind that you're 19 years old.
Yes, sir.
And obviously the goal with all of this is to go professional.
Yes, sir.
How do you plan to do that?
I plan to just keep getting better every day, and perfecting my craft. And when the moment's right, go pro and take over.
Fantastic. I mean, are you planning on staying with 5-5, or how are you planning on doing this? You want to jump to Bellator? Like, what's the vision look like for you?
Bellator will have to come, but with me wanting to go pro, 559 fights. They do have their pro fights. A lot of people have their pro fights. I could go pro. There's plenty of places. A1.
Absolutely.
Whatever's in there.
I'm trying to wrap my head around. Was Sal a bantam too?
I believe so.
So the two of you could potentially be seeing each other at some point.
Oh,
I would love to see the two of you. Honestly, we got to get the two of them in here in the studio at the same time, though, because you two look alike too. Yeah. You guys look very, very similar. He's a little bit more red-haired than you, but have you talked to any of these other guys in the weight class? Like, how much do you know about your opponents going in? You know what I mean? Like, are you guys all like knowledgeable of each other before you know like who you're fighting?
Well, actually, my last fight, my opponent, my next opponent, he was fighting that same night.
Oh, was he really?
So you've actually seen him fight?
Yeah, I've seen him live.
Oh, okay. So were you there? Like, did you know while watching him fight that was going to be your next guy?
No, not at all.
Oh, okay.
I wouldn't have guessed.
Oh, so they just sat there and said, you know what? You two did good in both of your bouts, so maybe you should face each other.
I guess so.
And 559 fights, man, when we started doing these interviews probably a year ago, I mean, this place has grown. Not only is it streaming now, it's on ESPN, it's everywhere. But just for people that haven't heard, 559fights.com, it's 121, right? I believe it's 121 tomorrow night. Tickets are still available. It's out at the Visalia Convention Center. And I mean, that's a perfect Valentine's Day gift. I'm just saying.
Looking at our YouTube chat right now, it is blowing up because of you. Your family members are all in here. It is your 20th birthday.
Oh, that's right. That is right.
Today?
Yesterday.
Oh my God. You were 19.
Yeah, I totally forgot about that.
How'd you forget your own birthday?
I didn't do anything for my birthday.
Training.
Yeah, you know what? That's fair.
I totally forgot about that.
That's absolutely fair.
That's
You're
really
so
funny.
focused on the fight, you
his
didn't even know it
mind
was your
is set.
birthday.
Apologies.
Brother.
Well, happy belated birthday.
Absolutely.
Thank you, guys.
Go get you a win. How do our listeners get tickets? How can they watch?
You guys can hit me up for tickets.
Yes.
They also have a link in my bio.
Get your Instagram handle out there real quick for people who don't know what it is.
Absolutely. It's can I pull it up?
You can pull it up. Yeah, feel free to look at it. Yeah, and it's a
if not, you can also go to the early bird special. It's streaming on our story right now.
And I know, are they still doing the codes that Sal was telling us about? That the 559, if you go and buy your tickets and put, I believe it's the first initial and your last name, they get a discount, and it also goes towards your ticket sales, right?
Yeah.
So if you're looking to do something, Ortiz, as soon as you buy your tickets, it'll help this young man here with his ticket sales. And do you guys get a chip of that, I believe, right?
Bit, yeah.
Better.
I mean, that's what I'm thinking in my head. Shoot.
Give him
Especially
a birthday
for his 20th birthday.
right?
Yeah, somebody got to be giving this boy something. He don't even remember his own birthday.
Yeah.
Sorry, pull up your Instagram handle one more time, my guy,
yeah,
and then
course.
we'll get it out there. But yes, 559-121 this weekend. It's in Visalia. So
tomorrow,
if you are
baby.
in the area, go check it out. Visalia Convention Center, if I'm not mistaken. And it packs out, man. So if you want to go see this, you need to get your tickets now.
And you're not going just for a couple fights.
No, not at all.
They have a full fight card, and you'll be there for a while. And it's well worth the money.
You are on the main card, I see, is right?
Yeah, I'll be the 9th fight, I believe.
Okay.
You're that 9th fight.
Again, it's an all-day affair, dude. It is an all-day thing, and each and every one of the fights are always entertaining. So I'm sorry, what was your Instagram handle, my guy?
The Instagram is going to be zek.i and then EE.
Gotcha. zek.ii.e, right?
.iee.
I apologize.
Yes, sir.
So go there, go check him out, go follow this kid before his fight tomorrow night. And if you're going to buy your 559 tickets today or tomorrow, make sure you use the code EORTIZ at purchase, and it'll go to our guy Ezekiel here. Thank you for your time, my friend.
Absolutely.
You've been fantastic. Happy 20th birthday again. We'll have you back again after your fight. Good luck. And hopefully you walk away with a birthday win.
Thank you, guys. Thank you for having me.
No problem at all. Let's take a break real quick. We'll get to some other stuff on the other side. This is the Early Bird Special right here on KGEO Sports Talk. Oh, tell me you just saw my history.
You did not.
Oh, that's too funny.
I heard it this morning. I was like, oh, that's a good one.
Honestly, I had heard it when I saw videos over the weekend of the former halftime shows, and I forgot. I haven't heard that song in so long, so I played it yesterday with KG, and that's just funny that you play it again.
And our boy Tim Allen was on JR show yesterday.
He was, yeah. Buzz
Nobody
Lightyear
didn't tell
himself.
me.
I didn't see you yesterday.
I
would have told you.
I just introduced my son to Tim Allen.
Did you really?
He didn't know what I was doing when I did it, so I was like,
What?
you have to hear it, man.
Oh, no, yeah. For those of you who don't know, we do have a sister station, Kern Radio, the JR show. Look it up. Look up yesterday's show. We had Tim Allen over the phone, comedian and
For
actor.
what?
He has a show going on in Fresno.
Okay.
Apparently, he's gotten back to comedy, so
Which was the best part of Tim Allen.
Yes, he
I
was.
think.
And we got to talk to him a little bit about his life and, his time being incarcerated and what changed afterwards and all that. So
I'm gonna have to look up those tickets.
Oh, dude, I have never even seen his stand-up, so I was unaware. I was born and raised right after Toy Story. So
you never watched Home Improvement or any of those?
Oh, I loved Home Improvement. That is what I grew up on. I was just about to say, the only thing that I know Tim Allen as is the actor.
Okay.
I never knew him as a comedian.
Well, his stand-up back in the early 90s, he was raw,
fantastic, apparently. And I need to go back and find this. And
it's on Prime.
Yeah. Oh, is it really?
Yeah.
Oh,
I found
fantastic. Yeah, and if you are a fan of comedy, we will have comedian Ali Siddiq at 8:30. So feel free to chime in or
right after local comedian Anthony Jauregui.
Yep, and Anthony will be talking about his upcoming open mics over there at the Well.
I believe that starts tonight.
Is it tonight?
I believe. I know he's got his Friday the 13th show tomorrow after Darren Carter.
I remember seeing a flyer though. Is this the free comedy show? Is that the one they were promoting?
I believe, or not the Friday the 13th. I think the open mic.
That's the open mic one.
Yeah,
okay.
The Friday the 13th, I believe, which he'll clean it up when he walks in. But I believe that's the one that you're going to have a list of comedians and they have 7 minutes.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. Well, I mean, who better to break all this down than the guys at the Well who'll be joining us here in a couple minutes. So,
and it's not a station giveaway, but if you'd like to go see Darren Carter tomorrow night at the Well Comedy Club, just hit me up on our Instagram. I might be able to pull some strings and get you on that list.
We'll see what we can do.
It is a busy weekend, not only with Valentine's, but 559 tomorrow,
yep.
Open mic tonight, Darren Waller tomorrow at the Well, plus Ali Siddiq at the Fox. I mean, you got to get out and enjoy these things before it starts hitting triple digits.
There is literally no excuse for you not to have a Valentine's Day date idea, gentlemen. None. There is so much going on this weekend that everything has been laid out perfectly for you. Whether you just take her to your favorite dinner spot or take her to go see Ali at the Fox, you're going to laugh your butt off either way, but there's no excuse at this point. Go buy flowers. It's Valentine's Day. Save yourself the grief, man. And know you're listening to this show right now thinking, oh, I'm here for sports. I'm not here to listen to that. Well, I'm sorry. We got to save your wife a little bit of grief sometimes too. I do not have enough time to get into this Parsons and Garrett audio, but if you have seen this interview from Super Bowl week, my God, did these two have one of the most viral interactions, in my opinion, that I've seen in a while.
Well, maybe you can answer this listener's question. He says, speaking of crazy guys, these videos of Rampage, is this for real or has this guy lost his mind?
I'm not sure if I've seen these videos in which you were speaking of. If you have them or if you have access to them, feel free to send them to our Instagram page at the Early Bird Special. I'd love to see this. I sure hope Rampage isn't acting out in that way, because that would really be rough. That's one of my favorite UFC fighters of all time. And I know he does have a history of being a little hot-headed, as most UFC fighters can be, but that would really be really disheartening if I hear that he is the next in a long line of athletes that are making very questionable decisions, including my rookie defensive end who got slapped with 5 felony charges. Why can we never have anything nice, Sparky? Why? Everything in Atlanta Falcons history has to go up in flames. Everything. Let's take a break. Our guy Anthony will cheer me up on the other side. This is the early bird special. Welcome back. Hour 2 of the Early Bird Special right here on KGEO Sports Talk, and it is a Thursday, 8 o'clock, so it's time to talk to our guy, Anthony Jauregui from over at The Well.
What's up, everybody? How you guys doing?
Pretty well. I mean, I got some audio I'm going to play for you with your favorite player.
Oh, great. I hope it's Micah Parsons
It is.
not recording that male cheerleader on the sidelines. I don't know if you guys saw that clip, but he was recording all the cheerleaders on his scooter, and he got to the male one and just put the camera down.
Yes,
I was like, hell no.
It's like, I'm not going to get caught doing that.
Yeah, I love a little casual homophobia in the morning, you know?
I don't know what it is, dude, but like, he was the draw of the entire Pro Bowl. Him on that scooter, nobody could take their eyes off of him. He would just go from one side to the other. He even tried to play at one point on the scooter.
And he ran onto the field, quote unquote, on the scooter in the middle of the game. Yeah,
technically, I don't see why he couldn't have. I mean, you're not physically blocking each other.
Hey, they have Special Olympics for tennis players. They get the ball bounced 2 times. I feel like you can let Micah Parsons in on a scooter.
All he's got to do is ride the scooter by you and go yoink and grab a flag. I don't see the issue to this.
Yeah,
I mean,
we've seen that video of the old man who used to play football, and they give him the football. They have him carry the rock one more time because he has cancer and he's 90. And you've seen that video of the old man just walking slow, and everyone's just kind of like pretending to tag him, and they're like, "Oh, get out of the way! The geezer's coming!" You know, like we could do that for Micah Parsons. I enjoyed all the things that he was doing at this Pro Bowl and all the little things.
It at least made it entertaining.
It was entertaining, but I don't believe a Super Bowl caliber teammate or an elite player is behaving like that at the Pro Bowl. I don't think Ernest Jones, the 4th or whatever, if he wasn't in the Super Bowl, he'd be behaving that way. You got to have some humility. And I love Micah Parsons for who he is, but that just puts a big old target on your back. If like that's the defensive end for the Packers and the guys talking all this crap and saying we should be in the Super Bowl, not the Seahawks. Come on, dog. Yeah. Like that was driving me crazy. I don't know if you guys saw that, but
that is part. Well, I didn't pull that part of the interview, but that was going to be part of my discussion with you with this entire situation, because the back and forths between him and Myles Garrett that have been going around the internet. I don't know if this was during Super Bowl week or Pro Bowl.
Yeah, I think it was that. I think it was like Radio Row type thing.
I can't remember what it was. Let's play spot number 1, Spark.
Let's hear it.
Because you're just talking about you wish your guy had a little more humility in him.
Yeah, I do.
Let's hear from Micah real quick.
Because I still do things that none of y'all do.
Who's none of y'all?
You will. Rest of the league.
Like what?
Yeah, hold on.
Thank you, bro.
Hold on.
Yeah, what are we talking about?
Hold on. Yes, that record stands, and we're not taking that away. There's nobody in the league who can line up from left to right and play every position as if they got paid at that position. Facts.
I have a sack at every spot across the line.
You can have a sack at. I'm talking about truly play it at my weight.
I can't be 240, bro. That's
facts.
That's not what I'm asked to do. I actually got to set the edge.
No, I
play the run.
Hold on.
Get TFL.
I get those too.
You got like 4 in the last 2 years.
That's cap.
All right, little cap.
That record is only going to stand for so long.
It is still currently my time.
I loved the line. The last line was great from Myles, but I heard this and I knew, I was like, all right, well, we're going to talk about this on the show regardless, but I knew you were coming in, so I had to get your thoughts on this too. Parsons still is drinking his own Kool-Aid, man.
Yeah.
And I love it. Don't get me wrong. It shows that he thinks that he is the best and probably will come back next year feeling the exact same way, but you're talking to Myles Garrett.
Right.
And for those of you who don't know what the fan said during that altercation, the fan was bringing up the sack record. He's like, that guy's got the sack record, you don't.
Yeah.
So, like, is Micah biting off a little more than he could chew here?
Absolutely. And I think that's why we either love him or hate him. You know, you love this personality because it's entertaining. You're like, that's my guy. I enjoy it. But if you are on the opposite team, which there are 31 others of, you just look at that as fuel. You play that back and you're like, dude, we're going to go in and humble the F out of this dude in the middle of the game. And I feel like all that is just ammo to be used against him because, as we know, this is a team sport. And Keyshawn Nixon, who's a cornerback on the Green Bay Packers, also has this very Snoop Dogg I used to play with attitude where I'm like, I'm the best. I'm I guess a lot of players are like that. They should be, but I'm the best. I'm this and that. I'm like, dude, you have terrible coverage grades, and you're giving up all these
That's
big
what
plays.
I
It's
laughed
like,
at.
and we lost.
Yeah.
We didn't win anything. Like
That was
is
the best
biggest,
part.
You should just walk away with that and be like, no, I've had enough. Like
It's a perfect setup.
I get it, because the end of that was, or I'm sorry, the end of the argument between the two of them was Micah saying, "How many games did you guys win?"
How
And
many
Miles
games
said 5, but guess what? We're doing the same thing right now.
We're both sitting down
at home
doing interviews.
It's like, so it does not matter. And I loved the line too, because when Micah sits there and says, "Well, I'm the only one that can go from left to right at every position and play
Right.
my weight and blah blah blah." You can't play middle.
Yeah.
Ain't no way.
No, he can't. No,
Micah
no.
Parsons could not be a legitimate middle linebacker. He's not.
He's
built
one of those
that
guys
way.
that's like standing, and he can do the whole like
No.
2-step and like
Yeah.
go this way or that
You
way,
can
but not
li-
straight up like in the middle.
You can line him up at middle, but we all know what the heck he's doing. He
yeah.
ain't dropping back into pass coverage.
Yeah.
So, like, I don't think that's a fair statement for him to say, especially
100%.
bringing guys like Will Anderson and all these other guys into it. It's like, nah, I'm pretty sure Miles and Will can do stuff that you can do too.
100%. And I loved how Myles Garrett was also like, "Hey, I can't be 240, brother." I'm like,
No,
just
right.
totally crapping on the fact that he's 25 pounds lighter than him.
Exactly. And then the other bite to this that I wanted to get both of your thoughts on was the actual pretty humble part of this entire conversation between the two of them, which was Micah asking Garrett, would he give up the 2 defensive player of the years that he has now for a Super Bowl ring? Let's play that one real quick, Sparks.
Would you give that up for that Super Bowl?
A chance at Super Bowl? Oh, you can take both of them. A ring over everything. Now, these are nice. I like to keep running these back as long as I can. But that ring ain't nothing like that respect from your peers from getting the ring.
So he's been kind of criticized for this because obviously that was his stance last season when he claimed he was going to be leaving the Cleveland Browns forever.
Right.
And not playing for a mediocre team anymore.
Yeah. Made the whole Instagram post and everything.
Exactly. And then turned around and said, "Oh, actually, I'm signing the most lucrative contract in football history with the Cleveland Browns."
Yeah.
So, like, what side is it really? You know what I mean? Like, what are your thoughts on that?
I think realistically, it sounds like he definitely would have signed with another team, but I feel like even he was like, I don't know, man. I think I kind of like settling here. And
Right.
It's not like when there's a relationship opportunity, you're like, oh, there's a lot of work over there, or I could just stay here and keep doing what I'm doing, and get all the benefits. And
obviously it turned into a sack record this year.
And maybe that's all it'll ever be. It's like,
Maybe.
and maybe you stayed back, and now he's gonna have a new defensive coordinator. So I don't know how grass greener is gonna be over there in Cleveland now, but
that
Miami.
Yeah, well.
You think he's gonna go to Miami?
No. We just got your defense
No,
coordinator.
yeah, they got
Oh,
the
right.
defensive
And I know the Dolphins announced this morning
right.
we're not
Yeah.
doing all Packer things. We actually brought in the offensive coordinator from the Eagles.
Oh,
was
that's
let go.
right.
As the passing coordinator,
Yeah.
Kevin Patullo.
Bring him over. I don't care. Stack him up.
Hey,
It
at least
can't
you
be
guys
any
don't
worse.
have Frank Reich, dude. How could you
Well,
be
Frank Reich-
2026 hiring Frank Reich on your team?
Hey, anybody but Adam Gase. I was
I
happy.
was just about to bring up Adam Gase.
Gase
It's
in
like,
his
you're talking about
eyes,
Frank
dude.
Reich, but we need to really be talking about Adam Gase coming back into
Yeah.
the NFL.
I can't believe that.
That is wild to me.
After an abysmal Jets head coaching thing, and then just kind of like disappearing and then reappearing, I kind of like
Cocaine's a hell of a drug, man.
Is that what it is? He's hanging out with Mike McDonald.
Well,
or
when you're the head
McDaniels,
coach of
whatever.
the Jets,
And now they're together. So let's see how that
Hey.
works out.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
The Chargers.
two
Like, go
negatives
ahead.
do make a positive, Spark.
Sure.
Hey,
Two negatives do make a positive, although we're still trying to wrap our head around why the run first coach is your pass game coordinator. But that apparently makes sense to Jim Harbaugh. Real quick, let's shift over to the comedy side of all this. How's everything going at the Well?
The Well's great.
Big night tonight?
It's a big night tonight, folks. We are back with the open mic night at the Well Comedy Club, now rebranded as Free Comedy Night. Come
Nice.
check it out. I'll be the host.
Has Betts put you on a short leash with this? Or
Short leash or a rope to tie around my neck. I don't know. Either way, I'm in pain.
well, I will
No.
say Anthony does the best open mic here in town, and now it's back at the Well Comedy Club, so I'm pumped.
Yeah, dude, it's gonna be popular. I there's probably going to be over 30 comedians tonight.
Wow.
Just like the influx of people saying they want to go to the first one, or a lot of people saying that a lot of people that I've met over the last year, 9 months that the club hasn't been open, that are like, I'd love to perform at the Well, and now they're going to get the chance to for the open mic night, because we've just been at Ava's at the Fox Theater and then at Tembler. So it's just been a different vibe. You know, I've been trying to do my best hosting and having a good show, but it's nothing like performing at the comedy club. So it's going to be a free show, man. So come check it out, and announce it for the comedians or anybody that's listening that really wants to come check it out.
Times
7 p.m. Doors are at 6. Show starts at 7. It'll go probably until like 9:30 ish. But tonight I'm doing a special kind of thing where the set of the night, so a person who does the best at the open mic, they will get a spot on my Friday the 13th showcase tomorrow night at the Well Comedy Club. So,
which is set up perfect, because tomorrow, I think you teased it a little bit last week, but now it's official. So I know Darren Carter is performing tomorrow night.
Yes, at 7.
Tickets are still available at thewellcomedyclub.com. But after that,
yes,
which a lot of us, I don't want to take the wife out on Saturday on Valentine's Day,
right?
Because it's crazy, it's insane, and we're both big comedy fans. So if you can't, or you are gonna already be at the Well for the comedy club or with the Darren Carter show, let us know what's happening after.
So there's a Friday the 13th showcase, and you know, not to be scared. Don't be worried if you're scared of those. Like no one with a knife or is gonna get you there. It's just the theme, you know. But it's just 13 stand-up comedians on Friday the 13th. Everybody's doing 7 minutes, so it's a showcase. You know, you get these showcases at a lot of comedy clubs. You know, like ones in other towns, they'll have like a Sunday night special where it's a showcase featuring up and coming comics and this and that. But I'm just doing that. Actually, Nathaniel Webb and I, a good friend of mine, I don't know if he's been on the show, but Nathaniel Webb, we'll be hosting it, putting it on together. And again, it's just a showcase of some of the funniest people that we've performed with over the last year that the club's been closed. So comedians that we've met through out of town ventures, or comedians that we've seen locally that we want to highlight and give a chance to be on the show. So that's all it is. And like you said, Sparky, no one wants to go out on Valentine's Day. You know, maybe you have that girlfriend or wife or significant other or whatever that they're adamant they need to do something on that day.
Right.
But a lot of us are feeling that whole like, hey, babe, let's go out the night before, the night after. There's not a lot of traffic.
Right.
Things won't be as packed, you know. And we've all, I don't know, you guys been to a dinner night on Valentine's Day? It's like Hiroshima in there, dude. Yeah,
it's impossible.
I worked at Denny's, and I worked a Valentine's Day in 2011, and I quit after that. It was too much. Literally, they said it was the Super Bowl for like event, like a night, like
restaurants.
They said it was like their night, and I felt it, dude. I literally Denny's on Merle Haggard. I'll never forget. I literally like
Denny's, bro.
Denny's.
That's what's crazy to me.
I know, packed at Denny's. Every
out of all the Denny's, though, that's the wildest one.
Merle Haggard.
Yes,
dude. You get the dudes. I drove a hitchhiker from Laredo jail home because he walked all the way from Laredo to that Denny's asking for a ride, and I got off of work at 3 a.m. And he said he just beat his wife. And I was he's like, but he said he was sorry. And I was young. And I just said, sure, I'll give you a ride to the gas station on 23rd.
You are more trusting than I, my friend.
I was young, dude. I was like that 19-year-old kid that was in here, dude. I
would have turned around and took him right back out to Laredo and said, there you go.
But in hindsight, I should have done that, you know. But long story short, I mean, I worked at Denny's. Valentine's Day sucks. If you don't want to be out for Valentine's Day, come out to the Well Thursday night, Friday night.
For the showcase, do you already know, besides the one that's going to win tonight, do you already know the other comedians?
Yeah, I do. We have the lineup of a lot of great comedians that I'll tease. You know, we have a couple comics from Sacramento, some from Visalia, some from Fresno, and a couple locals. You know, even some guys that have won comedy festivals, dudes that tour headline shows, like, and comics that are just getting their start. They're maybe a 1 or 2 year in. And we thought it was a good choice to maybe highlight their talents now. So it's going to be a good bag. And I promise it won't be, you maybe go to these showcases before, like I kind of saw everybody that it was at the open mic. I'm like, that won't be the case. You'll see a brand new mixed bag. Maybe you can see a couple from the open mics be included, but to be a new variety of comics that maybe you haven't seen before at the Well. And I think it'll be good, especially for that $13 plus fee ticket price. So, and again, if if you go the new comedy club, there's VIP seating, reserve seating, and general admission seating. So if you've always wanted to go to the club, but maybe $70 for a VIP ticket was a little too much, maybe you can afford a $35 VIP ticket and come check out this show and get the experience of a VIP, sit up close, and again, save a little bit on your wallet.
But I know Burdick got to go to the well last weekend, and he brought up the menu being much bigger.
Yeah.
What is the go-to besides the fish and
they
chips?
They have these nachos now, and I had been pitching nachos.
I knew I asked you before,
right,
because every time I think of it, I'm like, I'm gonna try these.
Dude, you got to try the nachos, because the chips aren't. It's not like those like corn tortilla chips that you get at everywhere else. No offense, I mean I'm Mexican, but they have like some cool potato chips. I don't know if they make them. They say they make them. I don't know if they're Lay's, but either way, they're good. And they have like chicken and cheese and beans, and I'm eating these after they've been sitting out and they've been dead in the kitchen. Like they didn't end up going out. Like the scraps, like I ended up picking
Anthony.
We're me and Nathaniel are literally eating them in the courtyard out back while someone's getting rowdy inside and we're not paying attention. Like
the life of a struggling comedian.
We're eating cold nachos and they're still good, dog. They're still good. Sorry, Dan. I know that was food waste, but they're good, man. And they have cookies too, dude. Cookies? I love how you said that.
Just woke up the Cookie Monster.
Cookie, yeah, dude. And listen, you go to other comedy clubs where it's a 2-item, two drink minimum or whatever. You got to buy a $17 Cadillac with whatever, you know. Hey, dude, you ever go to a comedy show? They got a cookie, dog, a cookie and a water bottle. Hey,
it's like you're good.
That's my snack. That's my snack on a Wednesday night, dude. And they got it at the comedy club. So there's variety, you know. And before we didn't have nachos, and I'd been telling them like, dude, just get some nachos. We need some chips and cheese and beans and chicken. No pico. I don't like pico.
Do they still have the wings?
They got the wings.
I love the wings.
They got the wings, baby. Yeah, this guy asked me for sauce the other day, and I had to drop it all over his head. He was really wanting the sauce.
I told him my mistake the first time I went to the well when it was still on White Lane, and we had front row, right front and center, and it was when you had to go pick up the food.
Yeah.
This new well comedy club, they bring you the food and drinks, right?
Yep. So
that keeps pushing.
Literally, yeah. So I just know it was a thing. Like I didn't think about that because I'm a comic and I don't care if I'm put on the spotlight. But I know that there's some people that they just want to get up and go to the bathroom. Like they don't want to be a part of the show. Sometimes that makes for great comedy. It happens a lot. Like they'll point out, "Hey, tank top shirt, dude, you're going to take it." Almost cussed.
Yeah, don't do that.
Appreciate that.
I heard the other day.
Well, the other day is when you have to hold it until the comedian's over.
Exactly.
So you don't break up.
Exactly.
What's going on.
And now, dude, the servers come over. They're tiny. They're little. They crouch. They don't block your way. Dude, if I was serving, you wouldn't be able to see. You just have my
get this dude out the way.
Yeah. You'd have my man boobs in your
but
face.
My problem was I got a burger right in the front, and I'm like, dude, am I eating this right in front of this comedian?
Like
and everybody else too.
And of course, I take the first bite and it's juicy all over.
Yeah.
And I didn't grab napkins, so I got to get up again.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay.
No, then you'll just be doing something normal, like taking a bite of your burger. The comedian will be like, "Oh, you like opening your mouth wide, huh?" Right? You're like, "No, I'm eating."
And I lost my appetite.
I get there a little early if you're gonna have a big burger.
But even that now, it's managed. So there's people coming up and taking your orders. So you just kind of come back, relax, and you know, snap your fingers and someone.
We did have a listener text in, said I got to check out the new well and I like the whole vibe. It just feels like you're going into a big comedy club. He starts to laugh. So
yeah, what was the laugh?
What did the listener do?
A little peel back the curtain here. You gave a ticket out last week, right?
Oh yeah, my tattoo artist was not happy, man. He hit me up. I was crashed out.
Y'all didn't let him in.
No, I let him in, but I stopped him at the door for a bit.
He's texting me. He's like, I don't think I won the tickets because they're not letting me in. They're asking for your last name. I said, what? What?
I was like, who's Steven? Who? He's like, I don't know. Like he was trying to protect.
He doesn't know my last name.
No, I think he could look it up. He's like, no, I don't want to get him caught up or anything.
So I text Betts. I was like, hey, next time I send a winner, do I send it to Anthony? Because obviously it's not getting the job done.
I'm gonna say because I figured out what happened. Because I'm the box office manager at the World Comedy Club. So if you get free tickets from whatever, the name will get sent to me and I put it in the system. Okay. So whoever gets a ticket, I know. And if I don't know, it's not true.
Right.
So Dan texted me that this is that same night. He texted me at
Well, because it was the late night one. It was like the
Exactly.
9:30.
So it's
I
probably
was
what,
asleep.
like 10.
But Dan had basically texted me, and it's not gonna be worth it at this point. But it was essentially had sent me the text while I'm outside working.
Yeah.
So he was like 2 for your homie or whatever, and I never saw it, never put it in the system because Dad texted me after the show started.
Yeah.
Like, and so he comes up to me, and I'm like, dude, after 5, like we just go back and forth. He's a big dude, so I'm like trying to diffuse a little bit. Yeah, beanie. He's like, he's my client, and I'm like, who's
What
this
kind
guy?
of client?
What kind of? He's a cartel hitman. I don't know. And then, long story short, too late. He's your tattoo artist.
Yeah.
And then he got
Anybody,
the
if you're looking for a tattoo artist, Juan over
He
at
was
True
pretty
Grit,
cool.
he is dope. He is one of the best.
We had a good laugh about it after he got into the show, and
He
I
said, "Well,
apologize.
I had a couple drinks after I got in, so I'm good."
Yeah.
I'm like, all right.
So, hey, this is for both of you. If you ever want to give free tickets, just send it to
I
me.
know.
Yeah,
If we
that's
have
what I
any
told him.
winners, we're gonna go through Anthony now.
So, and if you want to go to the Darren Carter show,
Yeah.
just send me a text on our Instagram. We'll get you into Anthony's list. And,
Yes,
we'll
I'll have
get
your
you
phone
in.
number forever, and I'll
Just
call
buy
you
some
in the middle of the
nachos.
night.
But yeah. So when I get text after 9 o'clock, because I get up at 3:30, 4 in the morning, I am damn sure that I text them back at 3:30 or 4 in the morning.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, hey, you want to text me when I'm asleep? I'm gonna text you when you're asleep. So he texts me back at 5. He's like, why the hell you text me so damn early? And that's what you get, fool.
It's like there's a reason I was asleep, fool.
Hey, careful, dude. He had a tattoo on his neck. I don't know. That guy was scary.
They all do.
As long as it's not a teardrop, you're good.
No, he was cool. It was a good
So
time, man. It was
are
a good
you
time.
are you performing at the Darren show too?
No,
just about to ask
I'm
that.
not performing at the Darren Carter show, but again, I will be there for that late night 9:30 show, and that's what we're trying to do, man. Like, typically, you know, there was just one show at the comedy club, but maybe now there'll be a 9:30 late night show on a Friday that if you're just downtown for, you can come check out because
Getting your
maybe
$13 tattoos.
yeah, right.
I know
exactly.
my buddy Mark over at Mad Dog, he does it every year.
Exactly. Yeah. That's kind of the same vibe. It's like not really anything specific, but it's the day and it's the 13 and it's, you know, it's cool, you know, so come get stabbed by a knife and be in a movie or something.
Never.
No,
I thought you were gonna make a tattoo joke
Oh,
there. You
yeah,
took that to a way different
yeah,
level.
Sorry, I was thinking about Jason Voorhees or whatever. his name is.
Apparently. Any other big shows coming to the Well?
To the Well, you know, there's the calendar's out, you know, and
Is
I'm the guy that puts the shows on sale, so I'm always getting crazy emails.
So
Like
just go to the wellcomedyclub.com.
go to the
You'll be able to see
Well,
everything.
but Giannis Pappas, I don't know if you guys know him, but Greek
I
comedian.
remember you guys pumping him up.
Greek comedian from New York. I watching his podcast and all this, and now he's gonna be at the club. Like he's one of these guys. Like I was literally just a fan of your comedy. Now you're here. Like that is so cool. And dude, in March we have Natalie Cuomo. No, not is that her name? Oh no, maybe. There's a lot of good shows. A lot of good shows. Come check it
Just
out.
go to the Well Comedy Club.
Yeah.
Follow them on Instagram. They've got great videos up there
Mm-hmm.
too.
And I wouldn't be surprised if you're out there on Saturday if a certain somebody doesn't drop by, since another certain somebody did last time he was at the Fox.
Paul Rodriguez is here at Saturday, and Ali Siddiq, who's going to be on in a couple of minutes here on this show, guys. Check that out. He might. I mean,
just
no
saying.
one knows. I mean,
Hey, Rob Schneider did it.
That's what I'm saying.
Anything's and then there was another LA, like a Don't Tell comedy show happening at the Padre. We had some no-name comic show up, so you guys
Nice.
don't know who's gonna be there. You know, it's a good time, man. And like your friend texted you, I think that the vibe is cool. And we want everybody to give it time. And if you go to the club, you'll see me at the door outside. Say hi, maybe, hey, I heard you on the early bird special or whatever. I'll take good care of
You
you.
looked a little different from the emo video.
Right?
Yeah, definitely.
You and those emo filters, man.
Dude, you got to dress that up on Friday.
If I get the hair, for sure.
Oh, we could find you a wig.
Yes.
We could find
I
you
know
an
I can do the
AFI.
eyeliner and I can paint my nails, but hey, Miss Murder, can I?
You gotta get the voice working, bro. You gotta get the voice working.
I gotta cook it, dude. I just don't want to get you guys copyright.
You know, that's a good point. We are on YouTube. Thank you for that. Anything else before we let you go, my friend?
Thank you guys for supporting live comedy. Go Green Bay Packers, and shout out Dad Sosi Mohadagi. I know I put this on YouTube before I left, and you're watching right now. So
Well, I did want to ask. I know you watch tennis.
Yes.
I know. Are you a big Olympic guy? Have you watched any of the Olympics?
I saw curling for a minute yesterday. It was great. It was
Curling.
great. Curling. Yeah.
I could not tell you the rules of that.
Neither
game.
could I. See him go like this, and I'm
Yeah,
like,
it's
that looks
about as much as
familiar.
I
I
know.
just hear people yelling.
Yeah.
They got their like own little language going
Yeah,
on.
for real. For real.
Did you see the Lindsey Vaughn situation? What happened with her?
No, is this the guy that cheated on his girlfriend and announced it when he won bronze?
No, that was actually I did read about that. as
Loser.
well. They got the girlfriend's comments on that the other day.
Oh,
no, Lindsey Vaughn is the downward skier, the 40-year-old that came out. I think she was wasn't she dating Tiger at one point?
I believe so.
Woods.
Yes, Tiger
Okay.
Woods. And
not Tiger King.
Yeah, not Tiger King. No.
I thought
Wow,
Glazer.
it'd be a way different kind of relationship. No, she's the one that had, the torn ACL coming in, and then she crashed during her
I did
run.
see that clip. I watched it 3 times on Reels. You're right. I did see her fall.
So,
yes.
I mean, the crash had nothing to do with the knees themselves from what everybody is saying, but do you think she should have even tried to, knowing she had a titanium right knee?
We've all seen this happen. We've all been in our U38 leagues playing football, and someone goes out there and is like, hey, buddy, you broke your knee in like 2011. Are you sure you should be playing? Nah, I'm good. I still got it. They go.
I got a couple rods in there. Everything's good.
They go out and they break the other one. You're like, dog, I told you. And although the level is different, although we're in the Olympics, the same still goes. Your knees ain't the same anymore, Miss Vaughn. Like,
especially now.
Especially, you got some Micah Parson. He's gonna need a scooter. But
again, it was more apparently of the clipping of the flag. But who's to say that her 5 inches off wasn't because she couldn't shift or something?
5 inches,
I don't
6
know.
inches, 3. Either way, it was too much, and she fell. So
Yeah,
I don't know.
and she broke her leg
There's
because
some
of it.
people saying
Fracture.
that it was all staged.
Yeah,
Oh
that
my-
was
come on,
ridiculous.
dog.
That's what I said.
That's
Dude,
so dumb.
To get the snow at a certain depth and a flag, come on, guys. There's
What was
the
that
earth
chick
is
saying?
flat. Believe
we
that
played
instead.
it the other day, and she
Honestly,
was just going
I don't
off.
remember, and I don't care to give her any publicity
Right?
any more than we already
We gave
did.
her enough.
Like we
Yes.
played the video for you guys on Monday. She's claiming that Lindsey Vaughn did all this as a publicity stunt, and that if she really wanted to be competitive, she would have sat out and healed rather than went through with it. I'm like, you're an idiot. I'm like, I don't need to hear
No,
this anymore.
I feel like this is a bunch of malarkey at this point.
Yeah.
It's, can we just respect the cross country skiers, please? Of all the people
Right.
that need respect. It's
Open
like-
mic tonight.
Yes.
The first at the new location. Doors at 6. Shows at 7.
Do they need to buy tickets? Can they walk
It's
up?
free. Come check it out. Tonight is free. The show for tomorrow, the Friday the 13th. Tickets are available at thewellcomedyclub.com. They start at $13. Come check it out.
Fantastic. Sir, thank you so much for your time.
you,
We will
guys.
see you next week, and hopefully we'll be here all about this open mic, it being sold out or, at capacity, I should say, at least.
Packed.
Packed
Yes, sir.
house.
Mhm.
We got to take a break. We got comedian Ali Siddiq joining us right on the other side ahead of his show at the Fox Theater this weekend. This is the Early Bird Special right here on KGEO Sports Talk. Welcome back. Early Bird Special right here on KGEO Sports Talk, 101.1 FM, 12:30 a.m. First, I want to thank our fantastic guests so far, Ezekiel and 7:30, and then, of course, our guy Anthony from the Well Comedy Club. But next, we are joined by one of the most captivating storytellers in comedy. He's hailing from Houston, Texas. He's built a reputation of having just a sharp wit, a powerful stage presence, and he's a master at long-form storytelling. He draws from real-life experience, including his time being incarcerated as a young man, and he transforms raw truth into an unforgettable comedy experience that will resonate with you at the Fox Theater this Saturday for his In the Shadows tour.
On Valentine's Day,
on
baby.
Valentine's Day. What better way to spend it than with our next guest, one of the best YouTube comedians there is, probably the best YouTube comedian there is, Mr. Ali Siddiq. Sir, thank you for your time. We appreciate you.
I'm doing well. How y'all doing today?
Oh, I can't complain, sir. None at all. Let's start with your background. I mean, we'll get to the show, obviously, here at the Fox and why you chose Bakersfield to come here to, and we appreciate you for doing that. We are a big comedy town here. But how did you get started in comedy? I know you had a background in radio as well. So how did that all tie in?
Yeah, I used to do radio. But can we change YouTube comedian? Because I was on TV first.
You know, that's true. That's absolutely true. I apologize on that one. I more just qualify that because, I mean, your YouTube specials are all over the place in terms of Nielsen. I mean, you're one of the most recognizable comedians on YouTube as a whole. So that's why I say that. But you're absolutely right.
YouTube, man.
TV, yeah, you're more welcome. You're more than likely
independent.
There you go. We'll go with that.
There you go.
Screw YouTube.
That's my fault. But yeah,
no trouble. You know, because when I was in radio, I used to correct people all the time. Like, hey, do you want me to say this? They're like, no, that didn't happen. So, you know how some things get written and you like can't get rid of them. Like people think I started in prison. I'm like, there's no comedy club in prison. Like,
no.
There's no stand up in the yard.
No.
Hey, everybody come to the day room. I'm performing.
Get hit by oranges.
Oh,
yeah,
Lord.
It's crazy. Cookies, you know, things of the day. No, I started at Just Joking Comedy Cafe in Houston. And I did radio in two different places. I was in Shreveport at K104, and then I was in Houston at Magic 102 KBXX. And I came to radio on a 10-day contract in 2020 and then stayed for 3 years.
Oh,
it was crazy.
That's how it happens, man. I started when I was 16 and I'm pushing 40. And I was like, oh, damn. I enjoyed it in the beginning. And now it's turned into a lifestyle. So I'm looking forward to the show Saturday. I mean, we can talk about all your specials, but as the date landed on Valentine's Day, I'm taking my wife. We're both big comedy fans. What can we expect to take our significant other? You can see I played Earth, Wind, and Fire because I remember one of the jokes I heard from you is being one of the youngest people at an Earth, Wind, and Fire show. But what can we expect on this show Saturday night?
Oh man, you can expect a great show. You know, it's gonna be funny. It's gonna be enlightening the same way I always am. I tell people they can come to the show. They can watch the specials before because I'm not doing any of that material. Doing a new show, so they can watch Mondays or they can watch Rugged or My Two Sons, which is nominated for NAACP Image Awards. I think I'm the first independent comic to ever be nominated for a major award. That's what they told me. So I'm excited about that. And yeah, it's just gonna be it's gonna be a really good time, you know. And I do have one little piece in there about where love starts. So I think it's gonna be a great time.
Well, you kind of just mentioned something that I wanted to touch on, and that's one of your specials being nominated for the award for the NAACP. I know you said you're excited about it, but talk about when you got that call and all of this came down. What were your feelings, and what did they tell you was the reasoning for your special getting nominated?
I haven't talked to him.
Oh,
I found out. I found out through. What was crazy is I found out that I was nominated when people started saying congratulations on
Really?
Like, for
Instagram.
what?
And I was like, for what? And we're like, what happened? And so then my old agent calls me because I just have a manager and my road manager.
Gotcha.
My old agent called me and say, hey, congratulations on the nomination. And I was like, for what? He was like, NAACP Outstanding Variety Series or Special. I was like, what? And then she sent them like, you don't know? I'm like, nah, didn't. So then she sent me a thing with all the nominees for that category, and I read it. I was like, I'm not going to be wicked. So so I was like, oh, okay. But yeah, it wasn't what I thought. So I don't know. I think you get it's not like when you go to the Hall of Fame. You know how you've been seeing how they pop up at your door,
Right, and they give you a phone call, and I assume they'd at least
like,
let you know though that you got nominated.
I had no earthly
That's
idea.
incredible.
I was in the blind.
Wow.
So, and I haven't actually talked to anybody. It's not a lot of congratulations. It's not a bunch of phone calls. It's a bunch of emails. So it's like, wow, okay, this might as well be a job interview. But I'm excited about it. It's a cool thing to have. I hadn't been able to participate in any of the things,
right?
Because I'm working on the weekends and everything is on the weekends. I was like, well, they don't want me to come to nothing. It's like, because I'm like, you having the nominee luncheon on Saturday? Oh yeah, that's what I'm gonna be at. I'm working. So I'm already on tour. So it's just a casualty of the business. Like even when the award is nominated, I mean when it's announced, it's not going to be televised when it's announced. It's going to be one of the virtual things, and I'm working on that day. So I'm excited about it. Hopefully I win, but if I don't, I wouldn't know until 2 weeks later.
True.
if at all. So I mean, we brought it up in the beginning, but you're one of the best when it comes to storytelling. So I had a question. How do you decide what stories become jokes and which ones just kind of stay personal?
I had the same question.
I don't even have any jokes. That's
it's
that's
all
the
life.
thing. Yeah, I was just asked because I had made a statement that I didn't got to a point where I didn't start being offended by when people were like, well, I saw your bit. And I'm like, well, I did a talk about transcending as a comic from bits to your life. You know what I'm saying? So I don't give a little bit of my life. I don't write from the news or from the paper anymore like I used to, because that's how I understand the difference. I'm just drawing off of me. I haven't sat down and written a set in 5 years, and I haven't went up in a room and ran my stuff in probably 6 years. So I'm just going off of my memory of chronological order of things that happened in my life. And it's amazing just to talk about your particular life and people resonate and connect. And I think that's the best, that I found my own lane. So when people look at the domino effect, that's my life from 10 to 25. When people look at my two sons, that's the relationship between me and my two sons. I don't have anything to remember. I mean, I don't have anything to write. I just remember what happened between me and my sons. Rugged is me in the house. Mondays is the 4 stories of what started on a Monday. And I just thought about, like, man, why are so many things going on with me on Monday? So the next special that's coming out is my father. So I don't really have to write anything about I just know.
Yeah, you lived it.
Yeah.
I've already lived it. If I asked you about, hey, what was 3rd grade like? You could tell me because it's your 3rd grade story. And I can't say, I don't think that happened. Well, I was a flag bearer. I folded the flag in 3rd grade.
I think that's what makes it resonate with viewers, is that you're not making up a character. You're pretty much storytelling, living life, and I think that's what really hits home with a lot of us.
And that's how I kind of shifted towards, I wrote a book called Applied Advice that people can get on Amazon. This is the 13 things, the 13 people, the 13 things that were said to me, pieces of advice that I applied to my life that crafted my career. And one of the major things is D.L. Hughley. When D.L. Hughley told me that the funniest I ever be in life is based on how honest I want to be. So I just started telling stories about me and my family that people can't, you really can't steal anything. People try to steal my style, but they can't steal my stories unless you're going to mention my daughter. So my daughter Jaden, what? You got a daughter named Jaden? So that's and I'm a part of people. People made my career. So I'm a part of how people, walk through life. And some things may be a little tougher than others, like with Domino Effect 2 when my sister passed. There's so many people out there that lost siblings or lost somebody that's close to them and did not understand how to deal with that trauma. So me just being open and candid about, hey, this is the trauma that I went through. This is the part of life that I went through. I don't even call it a trauma. It's a part of life that I went through because it's a guarantee that people are going to pass. So maybe people need to take the time to love on people as much as they can, while they're here, and understand that the only guarantee is death. So when I say I think about death every day to live a better life, that's the true, honest me. So I try to just stay close to the people.
Well said.
I love that.
Well said. I mean,
that.
he's going to be here in town Saturday night. It's a beautiful Valentine's Day gift for your significant other. I'll be there with me and my wife out at the Fox Theater. Tickets are still available, but they are very limited. So check out the Fox Theater's website.
Absolutely. I got one last question for you, Ali, before we let you go. We know you're incredibly busy. We just appreciate your time. There's a lot of videos, obviously, around the internet right now of comedians dealing with some crazy situations during their shows. Has there ever been one of those situations for you that has just been mind-boggling, that you can't believe this is happening at one of my shows, or any just crazy stories that you could share with our listeners right now?
Oh yeah, I used to have this room in Houston, and it was every Wednesday, and this is why I probably stopped doing rooms. And this dude spit on me, right?
Wow.
What?
And the type of, okay, just put it like this. He spit on me, and then his three friends tried to help him fight me, and all of them went to the hospital, and I went too because I had broke my my wrist in punching them, and then all of them filed a lawsuit against me for
Wow.
for damages.
Tell me there was a video that helped you out of this.
And then this lady who was there had a video.
Good Samaritans. Love that.
And she was like, he didn't start, that man spit on him. And so the dude had staples in his head. One dude jaw was broke because they forget that I'm a trained fighter.
Right.
So I'm like, oh, okay, but I never left the stage. So when we was in court, they were all with they little nonsense, and the judge looked at the tape and went through this stuff, and then he dismissed my case and then asked me, did I want to file a countersuit? And because they were sitting over there so mangled up, I looked, and I'm being a jerk. I said, no, judge, I think they've been through enough.
That's the perfect answer, man. That's awesome. Mr. Siddiq, thank you so much for your time. We really appreciate you. Once again, go check out Ali at the Fox Theater this Saturday. You're not going to want to miss this show. This is going to be fantastic. We really appreciate your time, and we will continue to pump this up until Saturday.
Thank y'all so very much. Y'all been great.
Thank you. Hopefully we'll have him on again soon, but let's take a break. We have to get some stuff on the other side before we get out of here. Plus, we have a ton of texts and chats in YouTube that we got to get to as well. This is the Early Bird Special right here on KGEO Sports Talk. Welcome back. Early bird special right here on KGEO Sports Talk, 101.1 FM, 12:30 a.m. I want to thank everybody for joining us today. We had a packed show, fantastic guests. Thank you to Mr. Ali Siddiq, Ezekiel Ortiz. Go check him out on 559 this weekend. Again, if you're buying your tickets today or tomorrow, use the promo code EORTIZ. Okay, use that, and you're going to be giving the credit for your ticket sales to Ezekiel, and that's going to help him get a little bit of cash for his fight as well, or at least he's going to get paid for the fight, but get a little bit of ticket sales.
He's a badass, man.
The kid's 20 years old, man. Give him some birthday love. Love that. And of course,
on top of that, I forgot about that.
Exactly. And of course, our guy Anthony Jauregui from The Well coming in here and making us laugh for a while and telling you guys what's coming up here in the next couple weeks for them.
Open mic tonight.
I'm excited. I'm excited to see this really start kicking off for The Well. It's really going to drive a lot of people downtown. And that here in Bakersfield, if you don't live here, we have a pretty lively downtown lifestyle. Like a lot of people do love the downtown area. It's just gone downhill the last couple of years.
Yeah, well, not anymore.
Yeah,
go down to Woolworths, check out their happy hour.
Absolutely. We don't have nearly enough time to get into Mark Davis's comments on Mr. Kubiak being their new head coach, so we'll give you those tomorrow. I know a lot of Raider fans are very, very excited for this next step for the Raiders and what is to come from it, including potentially Fernando Mendoza from Indiana. But the big news that just came down while we were talking to Mr. Siddiq in the world of the NBA, the Jazz have decided to bench Jaren Jackson Jr. for the rest of the season. Surprise, surprise. The team that can't tank properly decides we're going to bench the star players so we don't accidentally look too good during a basketball game. Oy. People could sit there and say the same thing about the Wizards, I realize, because they told Trae Young and Anthony Davis pretty much sit out for the rest of the year. But nobody is going to be up in arms about this. We're concerned about guys like Kawhi Leonard taking a game off and coming back a week later.
Looks like LeBron. He can't be an all-pro this year for the first time because he's missed too much time.
Oh, well, that's what happens when you get injured. That's why I genuinely believe there might be some validity to him just saying, I'm either hanging it up after this year or, as I told you guys yesterday, he heading back to Cleveland and giving one last dance out there to the Cleveland faithful out there in Ohio and potentially winning a ring with them, especially now that they have James Harden and all those other pieces. As I roll. Let's get out of here for the day. We'll join us tomorrow, 7 to 9 as always. It's going to be a great Friday. Sparky, let's get out of here.